Adam Bierman, Breathing with Bierman. I speak with reverence because we have a man, Loren Lepre, founder of Average Superstar Films, a man who is a conduit, the connector.
Are you doing your William Shatner impression?
Of the artistic zeitgeist in this community.
Loren Lepre,
founder. At Trocadero, once a month or once every 2 months, he brings filmmakers he screens them who bring their own films, independent films, mostly Philadelphia, Central New Jersey, Bucks County, and he films them. He lets them become it.
Very posh.
Loren is a producer, actor, director, and he has just finished. We're still working on a film, Dark Military, which he gave me a small but important part.
On the casting couch.
After you saw this photo.
And that's the whole money shot of the movie right there.
Thank you.
Yeah. They had to clean up the cum off your face.
No. Again, his imaginary friends stay away from him.
Gotcha.
And we thought once he got married and maybe got his wick dipped, so to speak. Something. Anyway, we only got about 9 minutes. Loren, Dark Military, hot off the press. It might buy you a house. I'm so impressed. If you'd seen how the production together was amazing, and we have some amazing actors. But tell us, what is Dark Military, and who would like it?
Dark Military is an idea I came up with while I was working. It just kind of flashed in my head. You know, it's a great idea. I visioned a group of military people, and particularly I wanted some girls in there, some badass girls, and the story just flowed literally like in 2 days. I just had to start to finish, got it down on paper. So I did not have any casting for this film. I drafted, because I've been doing Freedom Shorts and Liberty Massacre for the last 5 years. I eat, breathe, and ship this business. I know who the goods are. I know exactly who I wanted. So I got the cast together, and between the cast and crew, I'd say we had close to 100 people. I put this script together over the course of 9 months, 19 drafts to make sure it was flawless. I did pre-production for 1 full year. We shot 8 straight days back in September, and it went off without a hitch. I'm very proud of my cast and crew, particularly the cast, because 8 straight days, we had money, but it was limited, and everyone delivered.
Right.
Including you, my friend.
Thank you. Before we get into the synopsis of the film, it was amazing. Not only did all these people work together and bring their equipment, it was like a real movie set, they worked together quite well as harmonious. I mean, unlike this play, our little show, we're bickering and bitch fighting within 5 minutes of coming in. We do it once a month.
Yeah, and it's like, you know what? All the short films I did before this, I just had small casts. I never really went over 10 people, and I always say, less the better, you know, less tension. And here I am. I was like, I went out of my realm. I made an action thriller, and everybody lived literally at the Fox Hills residence. It turned into like Woodstock. Yeah. We're all hanging out. Like, you know, it was the most amazing thing. Everybody brought their dogs. Everyone, the Pulp again was going on. So people moved their life up there for me. They believed in the film. I'm so grateful to all of them.
Over 200 people on set. But what is the film? What is the film? How would you?
I would say I'm going to give you the 6 ingredients, people. The Dark Military is early Friday the 13th, meets 24, meets Battle Royale, meets Scream, meets The Devil's Rejects, meets Mad Max. So it's a little of everything. I will call this an action thriller, but there are 8 characters in this movie that are definitely from like the horror genre. I sprinkled a little bit of everything together. I grew up on horror movies. I think we needed an upgrade, a couple of new ideas. I just didn't want to have some slasher walking around the woods. Who needs that concept? So, you know, it's like a live webcast going on Halloween by a group of people that feel Halloween needs an upgrade. There's a lot of characters in here. Got an incredible film score. There's a full movie soundtrack coming out for this. We're doing a music video for this. Next week, I go to Atlanta for Days of the Dead to start the marketing campaign. Fangora is exclusively covering this. R. Marcos Taylor, who played Suge Knight in Straight Outta Compton, is the star of the movie. Yeah. Yes. And there's going to be a variety of cameos from our favorite horror movie icons coming your way.
So some surprises.
Some surprises. I'm one of them people. I don't like to talk till I have them. Once they're filmed and their release is done, I will gladly pass them along to the world.
Now, technically, say 10 years ago, you probably couldn't have pulled this off in just 8 days and have a good-looking movie.
You're right. And I will also go back to my event, Freedom Shorts, where I filmed it from all around the world. You have all the top cameras like Red, you know, Black Magic. They're the best cameras out there. But the first film that I screened was a movie called Michael, about Michael the Archangel. That was shot on an iPhone. You wouldn't even be able to tell. That's how much
can
the
do a lot.
technology
Yeah.
has
Now,
come
with
along.
that limited budget, you're doing a lot of special effects and action scenes
Yep.
that are, complicated engineering. There's a lot of post-production.
Yes.
And you're able to get them up to your standard of quality?
Yes, without a doubt, but you also that had a lot to do what you just said with combat, who I casted. There's people that were wrestlers, there are some people that, like myself, who are martial artists. So I have to look at when I'm casting, we got to keep things moving, but you don't want to be too fast because then the movie's going to become sloppy. So when you're casting, you're like, I like to cast this person has no athletic background and could slow the scene down. You know what, in my head, I'm like, I can't cast that person. I'm going to have to give him something else down the road. So you just put things together. Like my whole military team literally has some sort of athletic background.
That's why you're the connector, though. You can see how I can use this person and plug him in here and
Yep.
do this and that. Plus people with the equipment.
And you also, I live this business, so I know everyone's personality, whether they've done something good or bad on the set. Bad news always leaks.
Right.
You also look at who's going to gel together. You know what I mean? You can kind of almost look at the personalities, like, when they say cut, are these two people going to want to be hanging out with each other?
Right, form a relationship.
So, yeah, exactly. So that is why it was really a loving event. Like, it really was. Everybody got along so great.
That's what I felt. It was almost like a Grateful Dead thing. Almost.
Yeah, we called it Woodstock. It was like a Fox Hill stock, as we called it.
Now, you've done the creative stuff with this. That's the good work.
Yeah.
How are you going to market it?
Marketing comes from a lot. One thing about Philly, I think they're incredible. I love my peers, but they're very lazy. They just make a Facebook page and they make the movie, and here you go. It's like, that's not how it works. You've got to go out and you've got to be the one that's doing the marketing for yourself. You need to hit all the, depending on what genre your film is, of what you do. So since I have a horror-related film here, I'm going to all the conventions, all the horror conventions across America, and marketing the 8 characters of the movie now. Because I am a guy just from Philadelphia, and I am known regionally. I'm known a little bit out there, but little is little. I need to market these characters to the world. Right now, it's all marketing these new horror movie icons to that audience.
How do you keep, in this tumult, it's almost like a political campaign, how do you renew yourself, keep that passion for that long, it's like a marathon.
It is. I'm a very big bulldog about my work. I don't like starting something and not finishing it. And the more pressure you put on, once I speak something, it has to happen. It has to come true. So, and to top it all off, someone like yourself being one of my cast members, if I say believe in me, Adam, and to the other cast members, and you're there for me, I can't let you down.
Right.
I can't.
Personally, I don't believe in Adam.
Okay.
No, I do like it, but one thing about him too, everything he says he does, and if he can't do it, he says he can't do it, which
Yeah.
I appreciate so much. It seems like a small thing in common courtesy, but a lot of people don't do that in this business.
Yes, the me in life, your word is everything. That's your name. Anyone can say whatever they want about you, but if you say you're going to do something, you do it. That's one thing they can't take away from you.
Does some of this represent a culmination where you have all this experience in small film and in showing stuff, and then now you've got this knowledge and wherewithal to pull this off? Mm-hmm. It's sort of a step up for you?
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? I would say for anything that you're going to do in your life, you're going to think it, you're going to be it, you know?
Mm-hmm. So I want to get into what childhood trauma got you in this business. We don't have a lot of time, and why we talked earlier about you kind of reject LA. You want to stay what you're doing. That could be for another time. But in the final minute, give the bona fides. How can people see, hear, and learn more about Dark Military?
All right, Dark. You could figure that. You could see that at AverageSuperstarFilms.com. We also have the Dark Military page on Twitter. We also have the Dark Military page on Facebook. There are constant updates,
interviews.
Yes. So Monster Mania, South Jersey Geek Fest, Days of the Dead, Indianapolis. We're in Atlanta. Our first one's in Atlanta next week. So the weekend of February 5th to the 7th. So. Or myself, Loren W. Lepre on Facebook. Write me direct if you need to know more.
Yeah, I got to say, we should call you Loren the Bulldog, because you read about, not only do you make this film Dark Military, please see it, you don't just leave it there, you put the work in to promote it. Because it can be great as hell, but how do you break through the clutter? You got to do it yourself.
And
you got to bribe people.
Yeah.
that too.
And for a guy who's running a film fest and rejects films all the time, I think it puts an overwhelming amount of pressure on myself for the guy who's rejecting films.
That's true.
I can't have a flaw in my film.
Right. And also, he didn't try to pick up all the beautiful, and I didn't either, dear.
There was no time for that.
There was a lot of young, but all the other people, I was kind of, on
Adam,
the side.
all
I'm
the girls were for you.
No,
That's plain and simple.
They were just, but all these young girls and all the young guys it was like a party, so. I was kind of on the side. I felt my age.
Too many good-looking people under one spot.
That's
what
true.
happened?
Thank you, Loren Lepre. Please come back. Good luck in Atlanta. We want to hear more.
Always love being here.
Okay.